Sorry guys, I am back. Morgan has been provoking Rick to question his conscience, and in Ron's presence, Rick changes his mind and begins to dig a grave for Pete instead of dumping his body like trash. He's like, yeah, this guy had a family. I mean, he was a pretty shitty individual, but he had a family. So we should probably bury him in a respectful manner. Like, what would happen if we did something wrong and someone buried our body like that? So yeah, Morgan's kind of the guy there, the kind of the guy that Rick needed to keep him sane. I feel like that's kind of what he represents. Rick warns Alexandria about the threat of the herd and the quarry. They're like, yeah, this could be a big problem. Like, these guys could break the barricades, and all hell will break loose. Grieving, Deanna has mentally checked out and effectively cedes authority to Rick, who voices his intention to free the walkers from the quarry and lure them 20 miles away from Alexandria to make sure that they're nowhere in sight. So Deanna's like, yeah, I'm done. I lost my husband. I'm very upset about it. And yeah, Rick can just take over. So that's probably a good idea. Rick hasn't dealt with anything like that in a while. Rick's group present a strong and united front against protests from the Alexandrians. Though Carter, played by Ethan Embry, he was a solid character, but this is the first episode we really see him get a lot of screen time. Is brave enough to raise valid objections at the risk in executing Rick's plan. Like, he kind of brings up some somewhat rational thoughts, but like, dude, be quiet. You're not a survivor. You run from things. Let Rick handle this. He is probably one of the best authoritative figures that you will see in the Walking Dead world. Like, realistically. Later, when an unarmed construction team is building a wall intended to turn the herd, Rick unexpectedly holds back his armed people and allows walkers to close with them. In an effort to teach them to defend themselves with their tools at hand, like, you guys gotta learn how to do this. Like, I gotta teach you guys. I gotta make sure you guys know how to survive so we can kind of move up in this. We gotta kind of move forward here. Like, you guys can't be sitting back, like, being a bunch of pussies while we all fight. Shocked, the construction team panic and falter, and Rick's people defy his orders to save the Alexandrians' lives. So, like, alright, I guess they're not quite ready for that yet. I guess it's understandable. They were part of such a civilized community. Carter is outraged and secretly meets with Spencer, Tobin, Francine, and Olivia in the armory and proposes to assassinate Rick before he kills someone else. How the hell are you guys gonna do that again? There are fucking walkers, and you guys, like, walking at you at like fucking 5 miles an hour, and you guys can't take them out. What makes you think you can take out Rick? Eugene is caught overhearing the proposed plot, and Carter contemplates killing Eugene, but is stopped by Rick, who arrives in force with Daryl and Morgan. Like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you gonna kill Eugene? Like, he didn't even do anything. He's not even a guy that did anything. Oh, he overheard the plan. Oh, we're gonna kill him. Like, dude. He didn't even do anything. Rick takes Carter down to his knees and holds Carter's pistol to his head for several moments, thoroughly dominating Carter before letting him up to serve his plan. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you're not gonna kill me. You're not gonna intimidate me. You're not gonna do shit. And Carter realizes this very quickly. In the present, Daryl, Abraham, and Sasha Williams act as bait to lure the escaped walkers away from Alexandria. Abraham shows signs of PTSD over Rick's slaying of Pete while Abraham was restraining him. Glenn leads Nicholas and Heath to kill walkers trapped in a store along the route whose noise might otherwise attract the herd. Glenn is concerned about Nicholas being ready, but Nicholas does more than his part, so he's trying to prove that, hey, I can do something, right? Like, I'm not, like, this big of a coward. Rick has lines of people in the woods on either side of the road and tells them they need to watch the walkers like cops at a parade to ensure walkers do not stray off. So yeah, he's a cop. He knows something about that, I guess. Carter runs to the front, thoroughly submissive and trusting his life to Rick's plan rather than his own judgment, and is grabbed and bitten in the face by a walker unexpectedly trapped amongst the trees. So this is what you get when you test Rick. Obviously, karma's coming for this guy. Karma came for this guy. So yeah, he's dead. Carter's terrified screaming attracts the walkers on the road, so Rick has the group fire guns to redirect him to the course. Rick finds Carter and kills the walker attacking him, then stabs the screaming man in the neck, put him out of his misery, and Carter dies. Obviously, his defiance kind of led to his, obviously not directly, but ironically to his demise. They're nearing the green marker where Rick believes the parade of walkers will continue on course without further intervention when a distant horn starts blaring. Like, who the hell are these people? It's probably the wolves, but the rear half of the parade turn towards the noise and break into a loose herd as they filter through the woods. Rick and Michonne immediately realize the sound is coming from Alexandria and that Rick's plan has no contingency for this. And the audience is kind of thinking in their head, like, oh shit, the wolves have invaded Alexandria. That is not good. You know, Rick is going to have another antagonist, and they're making their presence kind of known. So, yeah. Critical acclaim, 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, 8.8 out of 10, 26 reviews. A knockout opener to The Walking Dead 6th season, first time again is everything one would hope for, including intense plot development, entertaining character interplay, and more zombies than ever before. The Walking Dead looks very much at the top of its game, with strong character material mixed with a massive set piece in the extended premiere made possible, no doubt, by its enormous popularity. Blessed and cursed with a vagabond mentality, the first episode finds the gang still trying to fit into a gated community, where the promise of security is balanced against the cultural clash separating the battle-hardened travelers from those sheltered within. Add one familiar face to the mix, and it's a pretty irresistible feast. I like the episode. I mean, Andrew Lincoln gave his best performance to date. Its unique storytelling of shots in the past and present. The character of Carol Pelletier, of course. Though not given a hefty amount of screen time, McBride's Carol Pelletier remains a strong foundation for the group with her sly performance as the undercover, post-apocalyptic, friendly neighbor. All in all, the premiere is going to satisfy die-hard Walking Dead fans and Walking Dead critics alike. Staunch performances from the well-known cast and tremendous execution of character relationships combined for a satisfying 90-minute premiere of The Walking Dead. Then they're given the show's largest horde of walkers ever to cap things off and send the show back to its roots. Bring on season 6. The unique storytelling is much needed for a show that has 5 seasons under its belt. The premiere offers fans one of the most exciting and original episodes in recent memory. It's the most ambitious thing they've done in 6 seasons, and they nail it. The character dynamics of the episode, its humor, possibly the funniest episode of The Walking Dead ever. Daniel Guerrero as Michonne, Melissa McBride as Carol, the bulk of the humor. Carol in particular is a jaw-dropping, hilarious surprise in the hour. As much as she was reinvented to a deadly badass in Season 4 and 5, Season 6 finds her taking a surprising turn that makes total sense for where she's been and where she's going. Suffice to say, Carol in McBride continues to be the stealth weapon of the Grimes gang. The return of Lenny James was great. The pacing remained consistent. Fans worried that the group settling down in one location a la Season 2's Herschel's Farm meant we're in for a slow year full of lots of talking and hand-wringing. Don't worry, not only has Gimple led his company to showing instead of telling, and making the dialogue scenes actually count versus repeating the same themes over and over, but the action picks up from the very first scene and doesn't let up, and it isn't going to let up anytime soon. The episode is an incredible, complete package, as big as you'd want a Walking Dead movie to be, but it also shows how things start off bad, and as usual, are only going to get way, way worse. This is probably one of his worst plans in terms of stupidity for Rick. Just as an audience member that hasn't killed a walker before, but I would say the simple thing would have been to keep the walkers in the quarry. Like, what the hell? Maybe build a better barricade to seal them in more securely. Maybe construct some sort of funnel so that the herd emerges one walker at a time for easy slaughter. Maybe set them on fire, sit back and watch them burn. But I mean, there are options, but no, Rick decided to, like, sit back and, like, he decided to, like, free them and fucking lure them away. That was pretty bad idea. And we're going to see kind of how that causes some consequences, because I'm sure it will, because he's away from Alexandria. That place is under attack. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows who's going to emerge out of the smoke there in that next episode? But guys, I got to go upstairs. I got to go watch some Breaking Bad. I'm probably going to eat some lunch, do that sort of thing. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As always, it is GCTV giving you guys the best TV show content out there. We will continue to do the World Cup all day. Finland and Germany is somewhat coming to a close. Not a very interesting game here, but obviously we have to do it. It's a part of the World Cup. So,